Hello, everyone. It's Mega Champ again, and welcome to what I guess I'm going to just go ahead and call Mega's End of the Year Awards for this year, 2022. It's obviously my own personal list of mediums, although it's really only two, anime and video games, of things that I really enjoyed this year. Animes I watched and video games that I played. It's gonna be a lot, but I'm gonna be separating it into two different categories, slash parts, slash whatever you want to call that, I suppose. And we're going to start off with the first part, which is going to be the special awards, quote unquote, where I give special awards to certain animes that I feel, well, deserve them. And yes, if you couldn't tell already, we're starting with animes. Animes that I watched this year. Mostly English dubbed, keep that in mind. It's not that I don't watch animes English subbed. I will when it's absolutely necessary. But my personal preference is that I watch animes in English dub. So, that's what it will mostly be. Anyway, I'm not going to show images of all of these. But it's kind of what Google is for, technically, I guess. But just as a quick overview of the animes that I watched this year, it was Assassination Classroom Season 2, Made in Abyss, pretty much everything from Made in Abyss, Season 1, the movies, and Season 2. Of course, Season 2 is ongoing, for me at least. I'm watching the airing that's on Toonami right now. Attack on Titan, the final season, part 2. Demon Slayer Season 2, also known as the Entertainment District arc. Tamagotchi Game. Spy Family, both parts, part 1 and part 2. Part 2 is still ongoing. Odd Taxi. Shadow's House Season 2. Platinum End. Dragon Pilot, Hisoni and Masutan, My Hero Academia Season 6, which is still ongoing, Chainsaw Man, which is still ongoing, Bleach Thousand Year Blood War, which is still ongoing, Godzilla Singular Point, which is still ongoing, although I've only watched 2 episodes, but it still counts as still ongoing. And of course, last but most certainly not least, Pokemon Journeys and Naruto Shippuden, both of which are also still ongoing. So it was a lot more than I was expecting, and in all honesty, a little bit more of a quote-unquote slower or weaker, if you want to use that word, year in terms of animes that I watched, but I will admit it definitely picked up at the end of the year. If you notice some of those animes that I just mentioned, which I'll be talking about a bit more here. So yeah, it was an okay year for me in anime. Definitely more so in the second half of the year and here at the end of the year. It definitely got stacked at the end of the year, that's for sure. So, we're going to be giving some special awards here for some particular animes that I feel deserve some, just special mentions and just special awards in general. Before I get started, though, I'm going to quickly make some general, I guess, if you want to again use that word, special mentions to a couple of animes that I feel deserve to at least be mentioned and talked about briefly. First of which being, of course, Attack on Titan, the final season part 2. Now, final season part 1 won my overall anime of the year for me last year, which again, I didn't do a video on, but that's what won. And I guess I'm the type of person who doesn't like to give the same award to the same series multiple years in a row, at least when it comes to anime. I mean, it's kind of different for video games. Everything is different, obviously, but I guess I'm just the type of person that doesn't want to give the same award to the same series, just a different season multiple years in a row. So, but we're going to give a special mention to Attack on Titan, the final season part 2, because it was just so goddamn good. Like, seriously. God, what the hell happened to you, Aaron? I mean, it's just so damn good. And everyone is fighting with each other, and then all of a sudden, it's going like, oh, now we have to come together and fight the true evil, which is somehow Eren, but it's not Eren, but it's just so weird and convoluted, and I can't help but love it for it. So Attack on Titan at least deserves a special mention, because it's just so goddamn good here at the end, and they refuse to have it end, because now we're getting a final season, the final. Nice wording choice there. I'm not even joking with you. Let's just refer to it as Attack on Titan, the final season, part 3. But yeah, it at least deserves a special mention. I watched it on Toonami, and it was great. I loved it, and it at least deserves a special mention. Quick special mention to Demon Slayer Season 2, also known as Entertainment District arc. Probably the best season of the show, not the best overall arc. That's probably, right now, that's probably still belongs to Infinity Train or Mugen Train, if you like that wording of it better. But this season was probably the best season of the anime thus far, although every arc it seems to get better and better, so we'll see how long that lasts, I guess. But yeah, this season was fan-frickin-tastic, and God, Tanjiro just can't stop with the levels and badass moments. I mean, how could you not cheer for Tanjiro? Like, seriously. He's so wholesome, and just thumbs up, and just chef's kiss, and just literally everything. So great. It at least deserves a special mention. I mean, honestly, I probably should have had it in my final lists, but there actually ended up being a lot of animes that I ended up watching this year that were just too unique and interesting, and I guess quote-unquote new, if you want to use that word, for why it wasn't in my final list. But hey, a special mention is good for me, as far if you ask me. So I mean, Demon Slayer is just great. If there's ever another slow year, then maybe other future seasons will be in final lists. But Entertainment District arc is just great, and I loved it, everything about it. So yeah. And my final special mention, believe it or not, despite what you may or may not have seen from me when it comes to what I have said about this anime, is I'm gonna be nice. Believe it or not, I am nice. I'm gonna give also a special mention to Spy Family. Particularly more so part 2 than part 1, because I did not like part 1 at all. I'm sorry, I didn't really see what the big deal was all about and why everyone claims it's just so great. But part 2 is significantly better, with the arc that started at the beginning of part 2 with the doggo. And no, it's not because of the doggo. I'm telling you it's not. I mean, believe what you want, I guess, but it was just really goddamn interesting to me, more so than part 1. And I don't know, maybe it's to the point where I'm just kind of obligated at this point and committed to it. I mean, how could you not like Anya? Like, seriously, she's just so goddamn precious and must be protected at all costs and must have everything given to her and must be assured happiness for all eternity. But it's honestly, it's the anime has gotten me to legitimately laugh at least once per episode. Sometimes it just has me more interested than laughing, but yeah, I guess I'm a fan of it now, if you want to claim that, I guess. But part 2 is definitely a major improvement from part 1. So I'm committed at this point. It gets me to laugh. It's good in its own way. I'll at least admit that much. I mean, I guess I'll admit I still don't know what the quote-unquote big deal about it is, but just be glad that, I'm not complaining about it anymore, I guess. It's a cute little show, at least. And so, with my special mentions out of the way, it's time for the special awards for anime. Yeah. Alright, so first special award I'm going to give out is Simuldub of the Year. If you don't know what that means, it basically means when an anime gets an English dub either at the same time or within a couple of weeks of the actual release of the anime in Japan, where it gets it's basically simultaneous dubbed. Basically, it's in simultaneous English dub, simuldub for short. I mean, I guess if you want to be technical, it would have to come out the same week or day as the Japanese release, but that doesn't really matter all that much to me. It's as long as it comes out within like a couple weeks or so of when it comes out in Japan, that's good enough for me. But yeah, anyway, so for me personally, Simuldub of the Year, I mean, what else would it be? Like, seriously, what else would it be? Come on now. We all know what it is. I mean, is there any, like, second guessing here? Because there really isn't. It's Chainsaw Man. I mean, seriously, I'm like, what else did you expect? Oh my god, this show is so goddamn good. It's so... It is... Okay, I'll be a little honest. It's a little cringy at times. but it's so cringy that it's hilarious, so I let it slide. But good god, this show is so goddamn good. I'm sorry, it just is. I mean, yes, it's really bloody and gory, so it's not for everyone if you don't like that sort of thing, but for someone who watched Elfen Lied, I'm practically used to it at this point, and there's a lot of other animes that have been like this that I have seen that I'm not going to be able to list because it would take me way too long. But I'm sorry, it's just great. I love the shit out of this anime, and it'd be idiotic not to give it something. So it gets Simuldub of the Year. It was either this or the next anime that gets a special award, because I wasn't gonna not give something to both of them. Like, let's be let's be serious and honest now. They both deserve at least something. But yeah, I mean, say what you want about English dubs. I think the cast is fine. It's good enough for me. I know people complain about English dubs, but I'm fine with it, and as long as I'm enjoying it, that's really all that matters. And it's great. Just love it. The next award, a special award I'm going to be giving out here is Best Ongoing Series, which is exactly what the title says it is. A series that I have not finished yet and is still ongoing. Excuse me. That I have been really enjoying. And I'm not going to reveal how I'm watching it. I have my methods. But, yeah, the winner of Best Ongoing Series 2022 for me is the other show that is great and also deserves a award. Come on, did you expect anything else? It's Bleach 1000-Year Blood War arc. God, this... I have to admit, like, seriously, there's really no other way to say it than, holy shit, this anime. Like, all it took was, what, 2 episodes? 3 episodes? Compared to original Bleach, that's a massive improvement. Everyone complains about original Bleach, and I get it, trust me, I do. I still love the series immensely, and I'm never not going to, but there is no arguing how great this anime has been this freaking quickly. Like, seriously, I'm sorry, there's no debating it. It got so goddamn good, so goddamn fast, it's not even... It's like you blink and shit's going down the next moment. It's freaking great, so of course I'm gonna give it something, and if I can't give it Simuldub of the Year, then it gets Best Ongoing Series, because it's just too goddamn good to not get something, and it's freaking great, and I love the fact that Bleach is back. Oh, thank you for saving me, Bleach. Wait, what? I'm sorry. I mean, seriously though, it's just, it's fantastic. I love it. I look forward to every episode. I mean, I look forward to every episode of Chainsaw Man too, but it's just so damn good. I'm sorry. Oh boy. So, remember in the previous video that I put out, I guess, when I said that I wasn't a good quote-unquote critic? Yeah, I'm about to contradict that. So put in your Ace Attorney memes now, I guess. So, the next special award I'm going to be giving out here, oh boy, is Disappointment of the Year. Yeah. Uh-oh. Mega's about to shoot again. I'm not. I mean, I guess everyone's experience is different. What a concept. But, yeah, this is kind of like getting Disappointment of the Year, and there is going to be a video game that gets Disappointment of the Year too, just so you know. I try to at least somewhat make it even if sometimes it can be hard, but when it comes to Disappointment of the Year, from the title of that, yeah, it's not really something you want, now is it? It's kind of like those anti-Oscar awards, Razzies, I think that's what they're called, if I'm remembering correctly, where they give out awards for being bad and doing a bad job. I mean, maybe it's just supposed to be funny, and that's the point, but this is not supposed to be funny. you don't want to get an award for doing a bad job. At least I don't think you would want to get an award for doing a bad job, but maybe that's just me personally. Again, everyone is different, obviously, but as far as I'm concerned, getting Disappointment of the Year is not something you want. And the honors this year goes to Dragon Pilot, Hisoni, and Masaton. Look, oh god, I don't even know where to start with this anime. If you don't know what it is, I can't really describe it. Just do your own research, whether it's through Google or... I mean, Wikipedia can be iffy sometimes because anyone can edit it, but it's still a decent-ish source. So just look it up through Google or Wikipedia if you want. But it's a Netflix anime. And I heard a lot, and I mean a lot, about it. Although, admittedly, it was only through one specific Discord server that I heard a lot about it from. And if you really want to know what that Discord server is, oh boy, it is the formerly known as now Funimation Discord server, the official one, which is now the official Crunchyroll server. That's where I heard a lot about it from. I didn't hear about it a lot from really anywhere else. The most I kept hearing about it from was the then Funimation official Discord server, now official Crunchyroll's Discord server. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this anime was overrated. I'm sorry, it just was. Where do I start? Okay, this anime, I'm going to be saying sorry a lot because I feel like it's necessary because, like I said previously, I don't like being negative. So just, bear with me here. This anime doesn't have a plot. I'm sorry, it doesn't. There literally is no plot in this anime or a story. And that's unfortunate. I mean, eventually, I guess it does technically, if you want to use that term, have a plot. But it takes I don't even remember anymore, but it takes 7 or 8 episodes somewhere around that time. And again, I'm sorry, but for me personally, that's way too long. You need to hook the viewer within 3 to 5 episodes. For me personally. Now, obviously, and this is the case for literally everything, there are exceptions. To where you can give an anime a longer amount of time to hook someone. The most obvious example of this being Black Clover, that anime franchise, where it takes a longer time, but once it gets good, it stays good and then just keeps getting better. But for animes that have a shorter episode count, I guess you could make the argument for the 20 episode count range, where it's it has 24 or 26 or sometimes 23 or 22. But definitely for the 13 episode count range, you need to hook the viewer within 3 to 5 episodes, as far as I'm concerned. And this anime doesn't do that in the slightest. It takes 7 to 8 episodes for any sort of quote-unquote plot to show up. And let's not forget the quote-unquote questionable things that are put in this anime. I don't even know where to start when it comes to that. So, there are 2 things in this anime that are actual plot points in the anime that are definitely questionable. And even me saying that they're questionable is putting it extremely lightly. Like, seriously. And those things are... oh boy. The first is Vore. Yes, you heard me. Vore. Don't look it up. Trust me, don't do it. It has Vore as a plot point. I'm sorry, what? Like, why? Seriously. And then the other plot point, quote unquote, is shipping. Yeah, again, you heard me correctly. Shipping. Again, if you don't know what that is, it's when characters are romanced together. Oh my god. You know, male-female characters. Although, you know, there are those subsets of people. Never mind, I'm just gonna stop before I get in trouble, but... yeah, shipping, romance between two characters, particularly male and female characters, is made a plot point. What? I mean, even me sitting here trying to process this and actually talk about it just has me going, like, seriously, WTF? And I'm trying my best to not cuss in this, but that's the best way I can put it, and the nicest way I can put it. WTF. What the... you know what, F. Look, everyone's experience is going to be different. So if you enjoy this anime, that's fine. That's great. That's good for you. Other people have enjoyed this anime. It's why I kept hearing about it so much. But for me personally, I'm sorry, it's disappointment of the year. It wasn't interesting. It had no plot. It took 7 to 8 episodes to have a plot. Even that plot was not great, honestly. Vore was a significant, important plot point of the entire anime, and so was romance and shipping. I just can't. Why? That's my question, why? And here's the thing. Someone in one of the anime discords I'm on actually informed me that it's not supposed to be taken seriously, and it's making fun of not being taken seriously. But how was I supposed to know that? That's the question. If I had known that going into this, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But how was I supposed to know that? Like, seriously. And the fact that I was supposed to know that, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. This anime is not good. I'm sorry. If you like this anime, that's great. And don't get me wrong, the antics with the dragons in this anime is cute, okay? And it's funny. At times, at least. But that doesn't save the whole anime. It doesn't. It's not good. I'm sorry, it's just not good. Good God. I spent way too long talking about a disappointment. You see, I can be a critic when I need to be. But when I like something, I like it, just like I said previously. So, but overall, it's an overrated anime that has no plot and takes too long to have a plot, and even when it does have a plot, it's not great. Maybe it's just me. Believe it or not, other people are going to think differently, and that's perfectly fine if you do, okay? I don't care. If you like this anime, that's great. Put out your own list. Put out your own list of animes that you are giving special awards for, or animes that you really liked overall. And that's fine. Everyone is going to be different and have a different opinion on the matter, but for me, this was just too much of a disappointment. I'm sorry. And last but certainly not least, and I'm sure I've been going on far too long again, it's what I'm going to call quote-unquote gem of the year. And what I mean by that, it's something that either a video game I played or an anime I watched that I didn't have a lot of expectations going into it. But once I watched it and once I finished it, I was honestly pleasantly surprised, and you could even go as far as to say shocked about how good it actually ended up being. So for the anime quote-unquote gem of the year, that goes to none other than Tomodachi Game. And just so you know, you're gonna be seeing this anime again in a future in part 2, but for now, it deserves a special award, I feel like, as well. So it gets Gem of the Year. Tomodachi Game is basically Danganronpa without all of the murder. It even has a mascot. So yeah, it's basically Danganronpa without all of the murder. And it's fan-freaking-tastic. It really is. It honestly blew me away with how good it actually ended up being and how much I ended up enjoying it and looking forward to each episode, believe it or not. I am just honestly shocked at how good this anime ended up being. No second season has been announced yet, which is unfortunate. It's not impossible that another season will be announced, and I hope it does, because at the end of the first season, good grief, it's just covering all of the visual novels, this anime. This anime went from Danganronpa to Ace Attorney! What the hell? Seriously. It's really good. Like, if you have not tried this anime, at least give it a try, because it's shockingly good as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, it at least deserves a special award, and it's gonna get more than that during my final list, but for now, it gets anime gem of the year from me, in the sense that I had no expectations when I watched it. It just had an interesting premise when I read the summary of it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it shocked the hell out of me, and it blew my expectations away. That's basically what gem of the year means, is that I didn't have a lot of expectations going into it, or I didn't hear a lot of good things about it, but when I was finished with it, it just blew me away and blew away my expectations. So, really goddamn good. I hope it gets a second season. If it doesn't, I guess I'm forced to wait until the manga completes, and then I'll have to read the manga. God, I hate having to read manga. But that's a different subject for a different day, but yeah. So that's it. That's my special awards for Anime of the Year. Just as a quick recap, I gave some special mentions to Attack on Titan, the final season, Part 2, Demon Slayer Season 2, Entertainment District Arc, and Spy Family, more so Part 2 than Part 1, but if you want to apply it overall, then go ahead, that's fine. And as for special awards, Chainsaw Man wins Simuldub of the Year, Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Arc wins Best Ongoing Series, Dragon Pilot Hisonian Masaton wins Disappointment of the Year, and Tomodachi Game wins Gem of the Year. So that's the special awards for Mega's Anime of the Year 2022, Part 1. Next time we'll give the special awards, maybe some special mentions too if I feel like it, but considering how long this took, maybe not. But either way, next time we'll be giving the special awards for Mega's video game, or Mega's Game of the Year 2022 for video games. So yeah, that's the special awards for Anime of the Year. See you next time for special awards for Game of the Year. And as always, this is MegaChamp saying next time I'll be providing you with more unlimited guidance. Like I said, if you have your own list, put them in the comments, and I will read them, I promise. Or, put out your own, make your own lists, put out your own video of lists of anime that you really liked and anime that you felt deserve a special award, or just your overall list. So yeah, do your own lists. This is just my own personal list that I felt like actually doing a video for. So, see ya for special awards for Game of the Year 2022.